Chapter 8. Fondenmare's household. I don't see why I should go. I won't be paraded as a freak. There is every reason for you to go. Why? There's no reason for you to know the reasons. Don't be insolent. Iris has her hair brushed, her apron tied, her hands examined for dirt. She twists as much as she dares, and Margaretta slaps her when enough has become enough. Iris's cheeks sting, but she doesn't cry out. Margaretta, as if ashamed, turns away to the low work table by the kitchen window. Now wrap this bit of pastry in a cloth and present it to whoever greets you, and thank them well, in English and in Dutch, for their kindness. I don't know what kindness you're talking about. Iris doesn't turn her head, but she looks at her mother at an angle, like a bird. What makes you think I would recognize a kindness if I saw one? Ungrateful child! Cries Margaretta. She approaches her daughter with disbelief. Do you know what it means to feed a family, and I with no living husband, father, brother, or son to turn to? Do you have any idea how near we are to throwing ourselves on the mercies of the church or the city fathers? To have had to go from house to house begging for work. For you, stupid, witless thing, it is a game. For me, this is my life, a horrid thing. God plagues the mothers of the world with worry, from his own sweet Mary to the meanest fishwife of the harbour side. I don't care, says Iris. Margaretta draws in her breath and narrows her eyes. You are too young to know how women must collaborate or perish, she hisses. Why should I keep you from that knowledge? What good does it do, for you or for me? If you aren't willing to behave and earn a coin when you can, whatever this Fondenmare wants you for, I won't answer to the amount of food that makes its way to Ruth's bowl every night. Iris bites her lower lip and clenches her small hands together. You go and be clever, for that's how you're made. Be a help to your mother and your sister, and stand back, child, from considering your own foolish thoughts. There's no time in this world to indulge in those. Do you hear me? I say, do you hear me? My ears hear you, says Iris. Get away with you then, and do as you are bid. Iris waits on the stoop. Ruth crawls up and puts her head in Iris's lap. Iris strokes Ruth's hair, which is badly in need of brushing. Out of habit, Iris searches for lice and thinks about striking Ruth in the face to punish her for being so slow of mind and useless. Though she hates Ruth, she hates her, Iris will not see her big sister go hungry. Her mother now, another story. How agreeable to see Margaretta pilloried in the stocks and whipped by virtuous citizens, of whom Iris would be the first to volunteer. Around the corner of the house come the master and Caspar, managing the offending canvas between them. They have hired a cart from a neighbour. They fumble like bumpkins, misjudging the height of the step and the depth of the cart. Iris imagines finding a knife from the kitchen and rushing up to slash the canvas to ribbons. But she doesn't destroy the master's work, since so much hangs in the balance. Margaretta's threat is an effective one. Eventually, the donkey braying in impatience, the cargo is safely covered with a cloth. The master, Caspar, and Iris wave goodbye to Ruth, who puts her finger in her nose. All the way through the city streets, Iris keeps close to Caspar. She's forgiven him his part in tempting her to view the painting. How could her own sorry looks possibly be Caspar's fault? Besides, with so much else to fear, she can't afford to keep her distance from his good humour. See how he prances, head high, hair tossed in the sea breeze like a horse's mane, eyes darting left, right, settling on Iris to make sure she's keeping up, turning away to note a weather vane, a whitewashed chimney, a friendly lad grinning from a window. The master keeps his head down and his collar up. Iris suspects this isn't so much to guard against the wind, as the weather still hasn't turned bitter, but to protect against the gazes of Harlem neighbours. Or maybe he's guarding against the fact that there are few glances turned his way, few who really care whether he is coming or going. Into the Grote Market. How orderly is this magical world through which ugly girls may trudge. Iris hears a ring, almost a musical tapping, like a clock striking. It's a man, sitting on the cobbles, his legs stretched out on either side of him, hitting stones in place with a hammer. And is that an echo? Off the magnificent facade of the Stadhuis? No, it's another man at the same task on the far side of the market square. Every little part of this world must be pounded into place. The whole world a huge ticking clock that tells God's story of charms and punishments. They reach their destination. It's a house that fronts on the Grote Market, the very house against which Ruth leaned that first day. The house of the strange child, the so-called changeling child.